Guys, what is happening today? So we are going to be replacing a fuel pump on this Caterpillar 259D. So as you can tell, this is, as the machine sits right now, you can see the actual fuel level in that fuel filter is nowhere close to the top. So there's actually two different pumps on these skid steers. There's a main pump, and then this is like a secondary lift pump that pretty much primes the fuel filter. So here's the deal. I have no idea when this fuel pump, this secondary fuel pump, went out. I've changed this fuel filter probably 3 different times or so, and it's ever since I can remember, it's always been at about that level. Well, the reason why it's at that level is because this pump here isn't continually pushing fuel into the fuel filter, but the machine that I know of hasn't been running any different or anything with this pump out. And so I was looking at some YouTube videos, and they said, oh, this is a really common issue that happens with these 259Ds. And sure enough, when I turn the key, you should hear like a clicking sound, and you don't. And that is the actual pump itself that makes that clicking sound. So what we're going to do today, I went to Cat and got the pump for about $180. And we'll go through here and we'll just switch it out, and we'll see what kind of difference it makes, see if we get any more power. Alright guys, here's what we're gonna do. We are just gonna start getting into this. I am going to take the fuel out of our actual filter here. I'm just gonna remove the filter just so we get a little better access. You don't definitely need to get better access to that, but it might be a little easier, just making sure everything goes back together a little better. So I'm going to drain all the fuel out of this fuel filter and then go from there. All right, fellas, let's just get into it and start going to town here. Shouldn't actually be too difficult here as far as that goes. I already took this wire off of this fuel pump, so we'll undo this wire off of here. Let's see if we can turn that. Maybe not. If not, we'll just start undoing this sucker. Turning this guy. All right, guys. Let's start getting into this. Let's start turning this filter. See if we can turn this guy off of here. I unplugged. There's this filter that goes, this plug that goes to the bottom of here. This one goes to over here. But we'll see if we can get this filter off here. Pretty quick. There we go. There she is. We'll set her over here, out of the way and upright. So obviously this plug goes to right here, and this one goes to the bottom of that filter. But this is the actual pump itself. So what we'll do is we'll get this line off of here, and then this line off of here, and we'll replace this actual pump assembly with the pump assembly that we got from Cat over here. So here it is. Boom. There it is. So you can tell the guy at the Cat dealer actually told me that this is a upgraded part, or like a part that has been redesigned or re-engineered or whatever through Cat. So obviously it must be a better system, and he said that a lot of these have had problems with this actual pump in it. So let's just get to it and see what we can come up with here. So I'll grab a screwdriver and we'll go to town on that. Okay guys, let's go to town. First of all, what I'm going to do is take these and just undo and loosen up these lines here that are coming off of here. So we'll just loosen up these two lines. So essentially it's just from your tank, an inlet and an outlet goes to your you know, fuel filter there. So we'll take that off of there, and then we'll work on sliding this down here. Pretty much getting this off. If I can get her loosened up enough. There we go. Get this moved down. Get on here with this. It's on there pretty good. If I can just break it free here. Loosen it up. There we go. There's some fuel coming out of there. Okay, got that one off. So obviously there'll be some static pressure just in that line there. And we'll move this top one off. See what we can do. There we go. Do the same thing with this one. This line off of here. Just kind of use this to break it free. Get that line off. There we go. So as you can tell, that's a pretty big little nipple that's on the end of there to go into that line. We'll push that up there. Make sure that stays on there. Now, what we'll do, we already have the electrical disconnected to that. So we'll just take this and unscrew it here from the housing. And it should just come right off of here if we can get to it on this back side. be interesting to see now the longevity of this pump compared to the other pump. You know, to this older one. If Caddis came out with a new style of pump or something is new in the pump itself, be interesting to see just the longevity of what we have. Because I've talked to another, you know, just the parts guy over there, and he said like every time you change that fuel filter that this pump goes out, and I don't know why that is, or you know what the logic behind that is, but that would be a little premature if you ask me for a pump to be going out that often. So let's see, I can't quite get it out yet. Okay, there we go. Got this one out. So now let's get behind here and get this one out. So it's just these two bolts that are holding that in. Perfect. So we got her. There's the other bolt there. And there is our pump. That is bad. So looking at this pump compared to the other pump will have a bowl on it right here. And I don't know if this, you know, obviously, you know, this must have the same sort of filtration or something inside of it, but we'll have to figure it out. The other thing is we're gonna have to take this nipple off of here, and then we'll take this one off and put it on the new pump. So all right, let's do her. All right, now that this guy is sat for a second, let's go ahead and get this thing reinstalled back in here. Take that, put it right there. See if we can get it started here. Perfect. And we'll get this one started on this side. Push it up. Work on getting it into place here. Just like so. That in there. This side, get this one going in here. Got that sucker tightened down. Get this one tightened down. These are pretty long bolts that go into the side of here. So that'll be good. One more on the back here. That's tight. Awesome. So now what we'll do is just essentially just reinstall this guy. I want to make sure that I can have good access to this. Get it up in there without damaging anything. So there we go. Got that one back on. And down into there. We'll tighten that up here in a minute. We'll take this off of here. And we can put this back up into there. Make sure that's nice and tight on there, which it is. And then we'll be able to tighten it down from there. Then we'll use this guy, tighten these up. Go. Make sure we get it snug on there. Around all the way. And then I'll finish it off with the screwdriver. Just a little better angle for us here. See, so this guy too. There we go. We'll change to a flathead to get a little better bite on this guy. That's on there very tight. Get that on there too. Perfect. That'll be a good seal for us. One more tight. Awesome, so that'll work. So now what we're gonna do, take this and we'll just plug this guy back in here. Make sure we get her all the way in. Should be good. Now let's throw this fuel filter back on here. on. Get it tightened up. Okay, so now that fuel filter is all the way on there and tight. We'll put this sensor back up in there, clicked in, and then here's our other sensor. Just want to give it a good push in there. So here we go. We should be golden. We should be good to go there. Let's crank her up and we'll see if it clicks and it starts throwing fuel back into this fuel filter. So let's give her a shot. Okay, moment of truth for us. We should hear it clicking. Back here. And we don't. So let's go check the fuse on this guy. We could have blown the fuse when that head went out. So let's go check the fuse and see what we got. Okay, so we had to go into problem solve mode here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that fuse is as blown could be. So obviously, fourth one up here, 1, 2, 3, 4 would be the 15 amp for the fuel water separator, looks like. So went back in here to that panel. So let me go grab a 15 amp fuse, throw her in there, and I'll see what happens. All right, fellas, we're out of luck. This is the only fuse I had on my work truck. This is the fuse we need. Obviously it won't work, too big. So we are off to the cat store. All right, fellas, went to the cat dealer, got ourselves a fuse. Let's get her plugged in here. Oh, that'll work. All the way up. Okay, now this is the real moment of truth here. Let's click this on and see if we hear that clicking sound. Oh, I can hear it from here. There we go. See that? It's filling up that bowl down there and everything. It's filling up this fuel filter. Perfect. No leaks or anything that I can see. Awesome. Let's crank her up, see what she does. All right, guys, let's crank her up. See, we can hear that click now from here. Cranked right up. Perfect. Mission accomplished.